Alright, gang, welcome back to our survival challenge here on New Frontier. It is November, and hail is among us here. Good thing is today we really don't have to do any kind of harvesting or anything like that, so the hail shouldn't really bother us too badly, with the exception of being a bit of a nuisance. Otherwise, it should be okay. I don't know if we're going to be able to fit this one in. We got one of them in there. It looks like we're not going to be able to. What are we at right now? 130. I would have thought we'd be able to get the other one in here. Maybe not, but I swear, I mean, to me, it feels like that would be able to fit in there. There it goes. Perfect. All right, so much room we got. Room for maybe one more. So we'll probably push some more in there later on in the episode. Actually, as a matter of fact, you know what? This thing is kind of stuck in the ground here. Let me see if I can get this up out of the ground. Might cause a little bit of mayhem here, but we're going to give it a shot. Whoa! Did that lodge it loose at all? No. That did. There you go. Now, I still think that thing might be too big for us to actually be able to pick up by hand. Still looks... It's pretty long. You can see it. Well, actually, that might be a different one over there. I don't know. That one might be different. Let's put this in there, that way we can get this out of the way. Now, we do have to move some pallets over to the log cabin. The log cabin, it needs some more long planks, specifically, I think is what it was that it needs in there. So we're going to work on that today as well. It's almost time for us to sell the wood chips, too, which is going to give us good money. Speaking of that wood chips, we need to probably take a look at the wood chips as well today to make sure there's still enough room for wood chips to be going in there. I know we just looked at the sawmill, but I didn't really look at the wood chips, to be honest with you. There's still 8,000 liters. It's probably okay, but we'll keep an eye on it. Now, it's hailing, but it's not really going to bother us for what we're going to have to do today. Obviously, we're going to continue to expand this field out. And other than that, though, this is the main objective here, is to expand this field out. We've got those bales to look at potentially selling today as well. We sold all the other ones in the last episode, so I would suspect that the price is still pretty decent for them, so we'll probably sell those today as well, which will make us a little bit more money. We've got more wood to chop down. Try to continue to expand these fields a little bit. Possibly put down a few other items, like a greenhouse. We talked about that in the last episode. We didn't do it because we decided to put down that production, which I do think is going to make us a lot more money, and that was a great idea by all of you. I should have did it earlier than I did, but we had other things on my mind at that point, so probably be a greenhouse day today. Just kind of have to try to see if we can get rid of a few more trees out of the way so it's a little bit easier for us to maneuver around the greenhouse. As it currently stands right now, we don't have a ton of room to put a greenhouse in without having trees or something be in the way. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here. Exception of work being work, things are good. I think I've mentioned this, I don't know, many episodes back, and you know, during the winter months of the holiday season, you know, somewhere the last, I don't know, 3 weeks of December basically are very much less busy for me. And then as soon as the new year starts, it's like night and day. It's all hands on deck. Everybody's screaming and yelling about getting this stuff done in time, and eventually it'll cool back down and people realize that what they're asking for and what they want is super unrealistic. But leading up to that point, the first quarter is always pretty brutal. First quarter of the year, rather, I should say, for me, is always pretty brutal. So, and that has been the case this year as well. Also didn't help that I took off, I don't know, a week in January. That didn't really help either. But you get what I mean. You get what I mean. Now, we have $42,000. I don't recall how much it is to pay for one of these plots. 190 is what it is. Looks like around 190. That why is this one? It probably has a bunch of trees on it. Yeah, it's got a bunch of trees on it. So somewhere between the 115 to 190,000 range is what we're looking like paying for another plot. We're not near that yet, but we will be buying another plot soon enough. This series will be running on for a long time. I know people have been kind of, sort of asking that in the comments. It's not. I'm not planning to end this anytime soon. It will be running for a while. We will be buying more plots. We're really just kind of getting our feet wet here at this point. We're just now starting to make a little bit of money. Start to actually produce some fields, right? Some pretty heavy hail here. I suspect we're going to have some hail damage in both of our fields, which is a little unfortunate, but is what it is. What are you going to be able to do, right? What are you going to do? Looks like the production did not take those pallets over there, which I'm actually a little surprised about. That, or they need to be picked up to be able to be accepted, because they're sitting there, so they don't accept it when it's sitting there. Some productions are like that. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it does that, but it does, nonetheless. So we'll take a look at those today as well. No, I don't want the worker to work. Now, soon enough, part of this field and really the rest of the grass field over there will eventually be a crop field, and it's not going to be far off. Right now, the reason why we're not doing it is what I've mentioned before, right? We need to get some more of those trees gone back there, because when I'm trying to take them to the sawmill, trying to turn them around, I would have to go into the crop field, and I really don't want to do that, right? I don't want to waste any crops. So, because of that statement, these are going to be grass fields for a little while, until we're able to get rid of some more of those trees back there. Now, I have been doing a whole lot of tree work on camera with all of you. I've mentioned many times before that I don't think it's the greatest content. I think today we probably are going to do some of that tree work, though. Occasionally, I will add some in there, and I'll do it just to show you that I am legitimately doing it. I'm on console, so I don't really have that many options to try to quote-unquote cheat, right? I don't have the option of lumberjack or anything like that, so I still have to do woodworking and forestry, logging, whatever you want to call it. I still have to do all of that pretty much as legit as it could possibly be. So it's not a complaint. I mean, having lumberjack would be nice for certain circumstances, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I have to move through things a little bit slower than a lot of other people, and that's perfectly fine with me. No, get off the worker. Hail has slowed down. Maybe it hasn't. I was going to say, it looks like it's slowed down slightly, but then I turned around and got set back up, and it looks like it's still coming down as strong as it was. So maybe it's not. Kind of feels like it's slowing down, though. What time is it supposed to stop at? Somewhere between now and 10 in the morning. So who knows? And it'll be sunny the rest of the day. Rain in November, day 2, December. Pretty much just rain coming for the next 3 months. Now, we haven't utilized a day 2 in quite a while on this series. We are going to be utilizing the day 2 soon enough. Once we start actually harvesting stuff, that's when we're going to really be probably utilizing the day 2 stuff, because there are going to be days, like coming up here in the next 3, well, this month plus the next 2 months, where it's hailing and raining almost the entirety of the time, right? So you're going to need that extra day if you want to be able to harvest stuff, because we have seasons on, right? So we can only harvest during a certain period of time. We can only plant during a certain period of time. So you really want that extra day, so if something does happen and it's just rain all day long, you can at least attempt to try to harvest it in the next day, and maybe, just maybe, be able to get your harvest done without losing a ton of yield from the rain, right? You don't want any wet crop, right? It's not good. Now, realistically, what I'm doing now, I probably even shouldn't be doing. It would be very muddy. You'd probably get the tractor stuck a little bit. But the game lets us do it, so we're going to do it because we need to make some progress. We still have actually a long way to go. If you look at where we are right now on the mini map down there in the left-hand corner, well, there you go, left-hand corner, versus to the left of us and how many trees are to the left of us, we still have a long way to go before we hit the end of our land here, if you will. It's pretty big what we've done so far. We've taken care of a lot of trees and cleared out a lot of space and area, but we got a long way to go. And we don't have very many big, massive trees left. As at the very beginning of the series, if you recall, we were kind of specifically going out and searching for big, massive trees. There's kind of one there. There's kind of one back there, but there's very far and few between because we kind of searched for those to drag those up to the shop and sell them because they made us a lot more money. And right then, when we had no money, right, we needed to find something so we could actually get some progress going. And while it's a slow process, it is pretty amazing to see where we've come from that to now. We've made a lot of progress. Seems like we're getting quite a few new members to the channel, so if you just stumbled across this, welcome. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for joining the gang here. There's a link to my Discord down below in the description, as long as it's still working. And sometimes I feel like it stops working for whatever reason, even though I have it on never expire the link. But regardless, there's a link down below to the Discord if you want to join up in that. There's a lot of us in there. You'll see, you'll get access to pretty much everything. Anytime I make or have a video, it sets up an auto post for, well, most of the time it's an auto post. Sometimes I forget to do it, but there's an auto post that populates saying that I've released a new video, whatever, on Discord, and it shows you on the, whatever the actual channel is for that. Also, we'll have ones for my other channel. I do have a second channel where I do playthroughs and challenges of other games that are not Farming Simulator, mostly in kind of the shooter and or hack and slash genres. So like the Dynasty Warriors type of stuff, the new Dynasty Warriors Origins I'm currently playing through. Blast, love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm also playing through the new Sniper Elite, which I haven't played a Sniper Elite game in like 5-6 years, so I was a little rusty at the beginning, and man, the sensitivity and everything for that was a little crazy. But this is farming. This is not your other channel, Z. Stop talking about it. But anyway, long story short, there's a Discord link down below if you want to join in on that. There's an area for you to post your own videos if you do make your own videos as well. So maybe you can get a few more people to check your videos out or follow you. And if for whatever reason that Discord link in the description down below does not work, let me know. Just make a comment on this video and I'll figure out what the hell's wrong with it this time. Alright, one more little spot here and this is taken care of, and then we can get the drill out and we can put some grass down here. Perfect. A lot of trees here to take away. I just kind of stopped working on those and started working on these heavily because, I mean, like I said, we need to really expand the yard out here a little more. Got a lot of them stacked up here. Really didn't take any more down from that area from the last episode, right? I had started stacking those up in the last episode, but I really didn't do anything else. Where do I want to put this? Every time I feel like I put this in the way, I'm going to put it over here. I still think it's going to be probably in the way, but we're going to put it right here. Next to our weight. Which we haven't really been utilizing the weight much lately, have we? Anyway, let's go get the drill. You know what? We don't really need this front loader on here anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and take it off. It's been getting in the way a little bit. So I'm just going to take it off, give ourselves a little bit more space to maneuver and work with, if you will. Come on, Hale. It's time for you to end. Well, the hail finally stopped. It's nice and sunny out now, which is great. We're almost done to this field. I just had this stump to get rid of here that we didn't get rid of in the last episode. I think we said we were going to, and I just kind of forgot to do it. So, took care of it now. We can finish the drilling up here. There's not much left to do. Bit of an awkward shape left to do, I guess I should say. But it's not much. So it won't take us too long. After this, we'll see if we can find some long planks. That's what the log cabin needs. I believe it needs 2 more pallets of long planks, excuse me. So see if we can find that. I think we're going to do 2 passes here. I don't think the drill is just quite long enough to get this entire extent here. Now, I was trying to utilize the steering assist a little bit, but it didn't really work out. As you noticed, it really was wanting me to go like the whole distance of the field because it thinks it's one full field now, which it is technically. But that field's already been, germinated, so we don't really need to go over there. So it was going to make me go a way that was going to take significantly longer. So I just did it the old-fashioned way. But it didn't take too long, so that was good. Let's set off here again. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick save. Auto-save, rather, but a quick save nonetheless. And let's see. Oats are probably not going to be good till next episode in December, more than likely. Let's see. Silage should still be decent. It's 372 right now, so yeah, and it's dropping, so 372 is the average best price we're going to get. So we'll definitely be selling those bales today. I don't know if they're going to be ready yet. They might be. I don't remember what time it was when we actually finished wrapping those bales, but if they're not, it'll be relatively soon. A couple more passes and this field is all done. Now we do need to put a second application of fertilizer down on the other grass field. Well, the extension of this grass field, I guess I should say, the way I should put it. The part that's already germinated, that needs a second application of fertilizer today. So we'll take care of that. Once we get rid of the bales, we'll take care of that. I could probably just do it. Well, I can just do it. I've done it before. I can just do it with the bales sitting there, but we should probably pick up the bales. We should probably pick up the bales. All right, the drill's put away. We're going ahead here and picking up our long plank pallets here. We're going to see if we can stack these on top of each other and carry them up there. Come on. Thank you. I did check the production there, and it just can't accept any more planks. So it is still taking some from those two planks that are sitting there. So here's what it is. You may also notice the ground's been kind of messed up a little bit here. I was trying to play around a little bit with the ground, the smoothing and everything. I don't really know if I made it better or not, but it does feel a little bit better when you pick up certain pallets off that. It's less, well, I don't know what the word I was really going to try to go for there. I was going to say it's less bumpy. That doesn't really make any sense. It's less, I don't know. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to get at. It's a little bit easier for me to pick up the pallets, I guess. But it's not like it was a massive, drastic change, and I didn't spend that much money on it. I did that off camera, obviously. Look at that. We got the roof going up here, so these planks are helping put that roof up there. This is nice. All right, hold on. There we go. Perfect. All right. Should be good. I'm not sure if we're going to get to the next stage today or not. Really depends on the time, right? Depends on how far along we get in the series here, or the series, the episode here. How are our canola doing? Our canola's doing good. 97% yield bonus. That's what you love to see. So that's good. Field's done. Let's go check the bales. Let's see if they are ready to be picked up. If they are, we'll go ahead and pick them up and go sell them. Yes, they are ready to pick up. I'm going to drop the front forks off here. We'll get the auto load trailer out, and we will get all these loaded up. We can take them to the shop. Let me realign this. This was a terrible job. I need to get the stump grinder out as well. You can see those stumps coming through the asphalt gravel. I mean, it says asphalt, but to me it still looks like gravel. Alright, hopefully I have it set up right. I don't know. If I don't, we'll figure it out. We'll fix it as we go along. Perfect. There we go. This shouldn't take too long to get all of this picked up. This is a long trailer, so it should fit all of these. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't. Perfect. Alright, let's head back up to the shop here, gang, and let's make a little money, huh? This should be a decent amount of money out of this. Certainly enough for us to be able to put down a greenhouse and still have enough to pay, you know, the loan and everything else. We remember we have a small loan we have to pay off. It's not huge, but it's like $100,000, something like that. I think it was, yeah, $100,000. So we do have a loan that we have to pay off. We are incurring a little bit of a interest every month, but it's really not that bad. But we're going to pay that off here pretty soon, I think. So, let's get these up to the shop. We are pulling up to the shop here. I did look in the used market just now. There's really nothing out there. Nothing we're going to utilize. At least not yet. Maybe later on in the series, maybe we will. Who knows? But because this series is going to go on for a little while, I believe. At least that's my initial intention. Okay. Got a couple that were just too far out of the sell point, and that's fine. We can just move them by hand real quick. Alright. So we got around $28,000, $29,000 for those bales. We're at 70 grand now. That is fantastic. That is awesome how much money we got now. That's good. So we'll head back. We'll put down a greenhouse. We also might start trying to plan out where we're going to put our water buffalo. I've mentioned in the previous episodes, many episodes probably back, how we were going to put down some water buffalo. That was one of our goals, right? It's one of the new animals I want to put that down, the water buffalo, for this series. So that's going to be coming here soon, I think. We'll start seeing if we can figure out or plan out where we're going to put those. I would like their area to be a lot bigger than our sheep currently is. Our sheep is pretty small area, really. I mean, it's not, but it is. In comparison to what I want the water buffalo to have. So we're going to have to kind of really plan them out and figure out where we're going to put them at. So let's head back, figure out where we're going to put the greenhouse at, and then we can figure out where we're going to put the water buffalo at. Okay, so we need to go out to Mod Hub and see if I can find anything as far as water buffalo go. Everything that I have that's installed, which is just vanilla stuff, to be completely honest, I haven't installed anything for the most part. For the animals, with the exception, I think, of the chickens. But everything that's out there is all, you know, vanilla base game stuff right here. And none of them, until you get to 254,000, allows you to get milk out of anything at all. So, yeah, we're going to have to go out and Mod Hub and see if we can find anything. I know there's been some stuff that's come out for different cows and things like that, but we'll have to look at it. The other ones are just breeding ones, which I guess that's fine. We could just make it to have them and then breed them and then sell them. But ideally, you know, we get a little milk out of them as well. We'll get a little extra money, right? But doesn't appear like that's going to be possible. So we're going to start chopping down some of this area, going in here back behind the sheds. I talked about this is going to be an area that I wanted to heavily kind of build up as the yard area. As far as the greenhouse goes, we still really don't have the room for it. So just to kind of talk you through what I'm thinking here, if we put a greenhouse down, let's say this $36,000 one, which is realistically what I'd want, I think I'd kind of want to put them kind of in a row going this way, more or less. You know, one this side and then flip it around and put one on this side and have a bit of a small track between it. So I can just drive through with the water tank, right, and fill them up. But you need to have enough room here to go over here and put stuff, and over here and put stuff, right? So if I put them here right now, the problem is it's going to be in the way of knocking down a lot of these trees. And while I've certainly said it, and I'm gonna say it again. My intention is not to knock down every single one of these trees back here. We are knocking down a good chunk of them. A lot of them are going to come down because we need the space. But I still want to leave some trees there because I want some shade. I'm a big proponent of shade, being that I burn in about 10 minutes of being outside in real life. Alright, that's going to be kind of in the way. So that's kind of the other thing, right? We're just going to come in here, chop down a few, pull them out, and go in and chop down the rest because they're just going to get in the way of themselves, and I can't, you know, chop them all the way down to the ground, which is what I want. I want to get as much out of them as I possibly can. Now, if we accidentally mess up and maybe we get rid of a tree that, realistically, when you think back on it, you're like, man, I would love to have that tree still there. That's fine. I'm not that concerned about that. We can always plant another tree, or we can just put down a decoration tree. It really doesn't matter. I just want to do the best I can to try to prevent that from happening. But if it does, it does, man. It's not that big of a deal. I just got to get that mindset in. And you might be saying, well, maybe Z, maybe you should put down another sawmill. And you're right. Maybe I should. Maybe I should put down another sawmill. You want to talk about a lot of money. Alright, there's a decent amount that's been chopped down there, so we can go ahead and start taking some of these out of here. Problem is, a lot of these are probably going to have to be taken out one at a time. They kind of get in the way of each other often, because the other trees are in the way, and they can't maneuver the way that you want them to when you try to combine bunches of them together. But if we have the ability to take 2 out at a time, or 3 at a time, or even 4, we will do it. I'm just kind of throwing them over there. We'll fix that up later, right? We'll push them all together later. I mean, eventually. Probably this episode, we could probably take 1 or 2 of them anyway, and go ahead and put them into the actual sawmill, right? There's not much room left in there because we did move those 2 trees in there, but it still has enough room for probably 1 or 2 more trees, I would think. Somewhere around there. And it depends on the size of the tree, certainly, as well, right? You know, like this size of this tree right here that I'm pulling, that one definitely could go in there. I might even be able to pick that one up by hand. I don't know. Boy, a little far on that one. Whoops. These are probably going to be a little bit more difficult to get, I think. Well, maybe not. I've been wrong before. Many times, actually. Okay. Alright. Well, there you go. I stand corrected. Alright, we gotta push these back. They're getting a little unruly now. We're getting a little bit too far out here. Let's see, can I pick that guy up? I feel like I can. Yes. This thing is just completely stuck in the ground. I don't think there's going to be any way for me to get this out without having that issue we kind of saw. You kind of saw at the very beginning of the episode, right? Where I'm doing front wheelies with the tractor. I'll knock this guy down. The curvy tree. And there you go. There you go. That shows you what I'm talking about. They get stuck on each other sometimes, and it's near impossible to get the damn trees out of there. If you get other trees in the way, good luck. Okay, I'm going to knock down a few more here. I'll be back with you in a second. Alright, I think we're making some decent progress here. I think I have an idea of where I'm going to put the greenhouse. We can always move it, right? It doesn't necessarily have to mean that it has to stay where we put it at. I got this big, massive tree here. It is not going to be accepted. I'm just going to tell you that right now. There's no way it's going to be accepted within the actual sawmill itself, but we are going to stick it there. And then hopefully between now and the next episode, it will eat up this tree. It is way too large right now for the size that's, you know, it's available to be able to put in there to accept that. We got a lot of trees down. It may not seem like it. There's a lot more trees down right now that were not down before. So let's put this down for a second, and I'm gonna get the saw, the saw. What I mean, it is a saw. We get the stump grinder out. I'm gonna probably miss some, but you know, let's see if we can get rid of a few in the area that I think I'm gonna put it at. Now, it might still partially be in the way, but I'm hopeful that we can still get around it. It might mean that I have to go, you know, a bit of a different way to get around it, but I still think we'll be able to. If you bear with me for a minute, I'm going to do kind of an awkward angle here because this helps allow me to find these stumps. Really, I probably should just mow this area up like I was doing before, right? Because that easily helps you find them. As a matter of fact, let's do that really quick. Then we got to put the fertilizer on that field, and I think that's the remaining thing we have to do today. Now, we certainly can, you know, make a couple, or, well, maybe not a couple, but at least make a bale out of this, and we certainly will. I don't know if it'll be in this episode. Actually, I know for a fact it won't be this episode, but All right, I've got all the grass pushed to the side. It's mowed up, everything. There's a few that we missed that we're going to take care of here, and we're going to put down a greenhouse. Talking about it for so long, it's time to do it. We're going to do it. Now, I'm hoping it's in the location that it won't cause any mayhem, but later on, if we have to move it, we will move it. I've talked about that already in this episode, I know, but just reiterating that fact that I'm okay with losing a little bit of money when we sell it to move it if we need to. All right, I think we're good. All right, so let's place this here. And actually, let's do a quick save first, just in case it crashes. All right, what do we want to put in? I'm not going to put a hydroponic again. Fruit would be cool, but again, that's going to require some other stuff that we don't really want to do right now. We don't want to get to that level yet. I mean, mushrooms are easy. You make a decent amount of money off mushrooms too. So I think we'll do mushrooms. Now, if I put this here, I believe there should be sufficient room to drive through on the side there easily. And we should still be able to get these trees out. Let me move this out of the way really quick here. Just in case. All right. Greenhouse is down, gang. Yeah. That'll work. We can still get those trees out. Absolutely we can. Absolutely we can. Okay, perfect. So let's put this back down. I'm just going to put it here for now. We're not really going to need on this side of the greenhouse anyway, so it's not a big deal. Now, the greenhouses are probably just going to be on auto-selling at all points. There's a chance that, I guess, in the future, maybe that I turn on storing and then they actually produce some stuff that, you know, we can pick up, but I doubt it. We still only have one... well, it's one pallet of wool, but it's not a full pallet, so the sheep are getting bigger, though, as you can tell. Remember when we looked at them a couple episodes back, they were still babies. They are getting bigger, so reproducing, they should be reproducing very soon if they are not already at the stage that they can do so. Just dump some water in there. They should be fine. They are. It wasn't much that they could accept anyway. So realistically, I'll talk you through it a little bit, right? So we're going to have a couple going this way and then a couple going this way, right? It won't be much, probably like 6 to 8, possibly 10. I guess it really depends. We'll probably put another shed back here behind this one, right? We're going to keep some of these trees here, not all of them, but some of them. But probably put another shed here. All of these trees back here are going to be wiped out. Probably the same this way. All are going to be wiped out. This is going to be all an extension of our yard and other things that we may need. Possibly more animals, who knows, whatever it may be, whatever we decide to do, but mostly everything back going this way, because I think the end of our yard is like here-ish, right? So it's a lot of room, but it really isn't that much room when you actually start putting sheds and things down. And then obviously these greenhouses. There's enough room here once we move this stuff out of the way to be able to drive through this easily, which is really what I wanted, right? That way you have easy access to get back here. We'll also have the little track going here between the two greenhouse side, one here and one on this side, right? We'll have a little track going this way. And then also there will be another entry point this way. It'd probably be a little bit bigger, I think. It'll be to the left here of the sawmill, a little bit bigger, where it opens up a little bit more, and then we've got kind of got sheds going this way or whatever it is we decide to do. Productions, whatever, right? That's at least where my thoughts are. And I think it's going to look really good. Hopefully you all agree. Let's get another trailer load here of water, and then we'll jump in and start doing the fertilizing. While we're here, let's go ahead and turn these on. Put them on selling automatically. It only holds 7,000 liters of water anyway, so it's not like it's a crazy amount. This should top it off. We can expand our little bit of asphalt gravel here as well, going this way. Now that we have an idea, right? We can expand this out a little bit more. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and just drop that off there for right now. Eventually we'll upgrade that as well, which will help once we get a lot more greenhouses going, right? Can you please attach? Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's get to going here. I'm assuming this is going to do the same thing it was doing before. Actually, it's not. That's actually surprising. Okay. Too far away from... Yeah, it's still doing the same thing. That's all right. We'll do it ourselves. It's not a big deal. Not going to take as long. It's 4 passes and we'll be done anyway. May have to get more fertilizer. I don't know. Alright, we are pretty much done here, gang. We'll just do a little splash and pasture over here in the area that's a little bit wider. Alright, it is all done. So, with that, we're going to leave the episode there, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would appreciate it if you smashed the like button for me. Helps me out an absolute ton. Thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, let me know down below. Subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff. This thing's pretty sweet. Making progress, gang. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next episode.